Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Lies official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. John reveals to Steve at the pub that the John Doe they were assisting was actually his father, Timothy Robichaux. Steve shares his happiness for his friend after marveling at all the coincidences that brought Timothy to him. John explains that he and Marlena intend to spoil his father as much as they can. Steve is eager to get to know him. Chad phones Stephanie from Titan as she is running late for dinner with her folks. He hangs up just as Vivian arrives. She says, "Is that any way to talk to your new boss?" When he asks what she is doing there, she tells him that she will always be Victor's wife and spiritual heir. Will Chad be her number 2 or in the unemployment line as she carries out her plans for Titan? In the Horton dining room, Julie hands Maggie a registered letter from Vivian. The question is, what fresh hell is this? Maggie is curious. She reads Mrs. Horton's letter informing her that she will no longer serve as Titan's CEO. Chad gives Maggie a call to verify Vivian's assertions. He can be assured that Maggie won't think less of him if he stays at Titan. Additionally, he might learn Vivian's plans. Following the call, Chad greets Vivian at Titan and inquires about her goals for the organization. By going back to where Victor started, selling illegal drugs, she hopes to continue Victor's legacy. Chad resigns. Stephanie pours wine for Kayla and herself while they wait for their partners to arrive after the kids have gone to bed. Stephanie admits that she has her sights set on Alex when Kayla brings up Theresa, and she's entirely cool with it. Kayla cautions that it might become complicated if family members start dating the same person. She has direct knowledge of that thanks to her relationship with Shane. Stephanie notes that while Alex is merely an ex-boyfriend, Shane was the love of her Aunt Kim's life. "He's an ex-boyfriend Kayla sees frequently," she responds. Kayla is reassured by Stephanie that she is fully dedicated to Chad. Kayla queries as she envisions getting hitched to him. Theresa fumbles to return the document she's reading to Victor's briefcase and hides it as Alex and Brady head back to the Greek hotel. The cousins chastise her for charging their account for an excessive room service order. Theresa casually inquires about their meeting with Constantine. Alex tells Brady about the letters that they couldn't discover from Victor, overriding Brady's hesitation to inform her. The briefcase is produced by Theresa. Perhaps they are present. Steve and John catch up on their son's antics over beers before talking about Vivian's return. As she enters, Steve yells at her that she's crazy and dangerous. Vivian reprimands her darling nephew for not visiting her in jail as John stands forward to give her a hug. John snorts, "I didn't want to." Vivian approaches John about working at Titan as soon as Steve heads out to supper with his family. Julie recommends battling Vivian at Horton House, but Maggie points out that she possesses all the power. There is nothing that they can do to stop her from doing whatever the heck she wants with Victor's business. Maggie can only wait and see what Alex and Brady discover in Greece. Brady lunges for Victor's briefcase at the Greek hotel, but Theresa yanks it away. He snatches it out of her hands. Shane advised that Maggie open it, according to Theresa. Brady gives in, and the group decides to depart the following morning. Brady asks Theresa, "Where do you think you're going?" as she begins to follow him out of Alex's hotel room. "Of course," she replies, "to his room." He replies, "Like hell you are." Due to her lack of familiarity with Alex, Theresa cannot stay with him. Brady remarks, "That didn't matter to you before." Brady doesn't want to be alone with her, even though Alex deems what he said below the belt. Theresa is told to give up attempting to get back with him and is referred to as sad and needy. He bolts outside. Theresa, who is crying, is asked by Alex if she's okay. "Not really," she replies. He gives her a bear hug. Stephanie believes her mother is taking a major risk by bringing up marriage at the flat. As Kayla points out, she assists in raising Chad's children. "Aren't you hoping to wed Chad?" asks Kayla. Just as Chad gets home, Stephanie says, "Of course I want to marry Chad." Chad finally shares Vivian's story with them after some difficulty. Steve arrives and receives information. Steve remarks that he enjoys how Chad and Stephanie make each other laugh while listening to their light-hearted conversation about Vivian selling narcotics. No other indicator of compatibility is stronger. He inquires as to whether they have any plans to be hitched. While Chad awkwardly drinks his wine, Stephanie grimaces. Vivian tries to persuade John to become her COO at the pub, but he rejects her. If there is anything she can do to influence his decision, she wonders. She is instructed by him to return Maggie's home. She wants to, but she has been told that if she gives Maggie even a penny, that will be taken as confirmation that Maggie has access to Victor's riches. She is incapable. Then John instructs her to hire a new corporate stooge. Vivian ponders, who? Theresa is reassured by Alex in Greece that Brady didn't mean what he said. She disagrees, proclaiming herself unlovable between sniffles. Theresa is brilliant, brave, and quite attractive, according to Alex. She gives him a kiss of gratitude for being there for her. Alex pulls off his shirt and opens Theresa's dress as their chemistry deepens. They drop to the mattress. The Horton dining room is invaded by Vivian, who is carrying a box of Maggie's figurines. Julie returns the favor by forcefully pushing Maggie out the door after Vivian threw her out of her home. Maggie sighs in silence. God, give me courage. Maggie and Justin uncover something next on Days of Our Lives, and Vivian has a proposal for Philip. Peacock is presently the only place where Days of Our Lives is broadcast. Subscribe to Peacock to ensure you never miss an episode. Please be aware that we might get a small commission from any purchases you make after clicking a link in this article. Theresa's return to Days of Our Lives for Victor's burial and her planned stay for an extended narrative weren't altogether unexpected, but we were taken off to find that Jen Lilly would only be appearing for a portion of the visit. And when we learned how everything played out, we were really startled. How long Lily would continue to serve in the position before switching to the next individual wasn't totally known. She is in possession of Victor's mysterious letters and has a scheme to use Alex to make Brady crazy. Yeah, we also don't see her heeding Shane's counsel to let Brady go. However, it currently appears that her last day in the position will be Friday, September 22. Theresa had been on screen up to that point, and Lily herself announced on Instagram that this would be the final scene. She wrote, "Last week, I explored this girl's antics on screen. I've learned so much about empathy and grace from playing Jean Theresa Donovan over the past 10 years, on and off. She has a damaged heart below her funny snark and intensity, and I have loved every second of it. I will always be in love with the Days of Our Lives cast and staff. You are my relatives." Lily shared moments from her return below, including those from Selim, Grease, Alex, Brady, and even Shane. There was a flood of affection from Lily's followers, many of whom agreed with Mason when she said, "Seriously, when thinking of Theresa Donovan, you are the only one I can think of playing her." And that makes perfect sense, given that Lily is the only person to date to play Shane and Kimberly's adult daughter. Fortunately, Lily and Charles Shaughnessy did appear in a few incredibly brief father-daughter sequences together before the recast. Although Lily herself provided a few indications that seemed to suggest Emily O'Brien will be assuming the job, the program has been entirely silent on who will be doing so. If that's the case, it seems unlikely that it will occur at the same time as Lily's departure, because Gwen is now in the process of bringing down Leo and Dimitri. Lily pleaded with fans to be kind to her recast, expressing her unawareness of how difficult it can be to assume another person's role. Lily made care to thank everyone who had been there cheering her on, supporting me on this decade-long journey, as she took her bow this week, regardless of whether she ever steps back into the role or not. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.